it's okay to make mistakes, and it's okay if you can't do everything yet you want to do. This is a journey and you don't want to burn yourself out at the start. Hello my loves, my name is Freya and welcome to my channel. So today I will be talking about sustainable swaps, things you can do even when you're still living with your parents, or when you're just a teenager, or when you're still depending on somebody else to provide you with anything. So going more low impact when still living with your family. Most of these are just my personal opinion, things I have done over the last couple of months that have made an impact, and I just wanted to share them to show you that even you as a teenager or someone depending on someone else can make a difference in your sustainability. So grab yourself a drink, I just have me some water over there, get comfy and let's begin. So my first tip is to use what you already have. Use up your soaps, use your Tupperware containers. I give this example because we have tons of soap just laying around in our house, and I'm firstly going to use up those before I will buy a more sustainable alternative. And this really is with the concept of vote with your dollar. It doesn't matter that you put out another plastic bottle outside. What matters is what is your next purchase. So what you want to invest in and what you want. It's very economic, so if you put your money towards one thing, that will be able to thrive and that will be able to make more money and to work better and to last. So you want to put your money towards things you actually want to do for the rest of your life. So instead of buying bottled soaps or whatever, you could buy or reusable things where you only buy the bottle once and then you refill it at a store or something, or you could buy just, bars of soap. But the same with Tupperware containers, because you probably have Tupperware containers laying around, and you can use those. You can use those until they're worn out, and then you can switch over to something that's a little more sustainable, like stainless steel ones or glass ones, whatever you want to do. Use what you already have. Use what you have, and then change it up to something that's more sustainable. The next thing is going vegan or vegetarian. It makes a big difference, and you can do this in various ways. Just to give you an example, I'm vegan when it comes to my breakfast, but I'm not when it comes to my dinner. When we eat something that's not a one pot meal like spaghetti or something, I will get a vegan burger or something instead of the meat. But if it's like a one pot meal, I will eat that because it's just prepared like that. And so if you watched my other video with sustainable things I want to do when I grow up, that's actually checked off, because I'm not completely vegan or vegetarian, but I'm doing everything I can with the means I have, and that's the kind of mindset you want to have, especially when you're still depending on some people. You want to think, what can I do with the means I have at hand right now? You can make big plans about what you want to do in the future, but that's not what's gonna work. You need to work with what you've got now, and later you will be able to do different things, but now you need to just work with what you have. Or maybe you just want to make sure that, for example, your breakfast or your lunch or your dinner is vegan and the rest not. So that can really make a big difference. My next tip is have a conversation about it. Communication is everything. If your caregivers understand why you want to do this, why it's so important to you, they will be able to empathize with you. Because if you just say, I want to go zero waste, but you don't actually explain why it is or what matters to you, because there's probably a big why behind why you want to do it. Is it because you want to preserve nature? Is it because you care for animals? Is it because you just want to make sure that we're able to live on this planet as long as we can and not burn it up? give those reasons, and your parents, your caregivers will be able to understand and to empathize with you. Once they understand why, you can see how you can change your daily life to what they want, to their extent, and to how much they want to change their daily lives to what you want to do. For example, in my family, we've really only been buying organic vegetables, but now I've been trying to cut out our plastic a bit, and we've actually found an alternative to the store we normally go to, the grocery store. So normally to separate the organic stuff from the non-organic stuff, they need to put the organic stuff in wrappers, otherwise it will get contaminated, you know. But actually our grocery store that we go to has a separate department which is only organic foods, and so we would be able to, and so we figured they probably wouldn't use all this plastic wrap because there's no chance of it getting contaminated. And we tried it and it was actually correct, because they only used paper. They only used paper wrap, and that's obviously not the best, but you know, it works. I'm not saying you should go do your own groceries, because that will take up a lot of time, and if you're the one doing groceries, you can obviously choose whatever you want if it's within your budget, obviously. But I'm saying that you can see how much you can change, but you need to try to have a conversation about how much your family is willing to change about their certain habits in order to be more sustainable. If those things are not enough for you, I have another thing, is to see what things you can do that don't impact your family. Things that only you do and only impact you. For example, for people who have periods, using a menstrual cup or washable pads would be a great alternative. So I've switched to a menstrual cup, but I haven't tried the reusable pads, so I can't tell you anything about that. But the menstrual cup, I love it. I only need to change it twice a day, which is less than you normally would. I personally think it's great because you need to change it less often. For me, that's twice a day, and that's what the usual is. Obviously, if you have a heavier flow, that will impact it, and you will have to change it 2 or 3 times. And obviously, it's more economic because you can wear that thing for probably 10 to 20 years. I mean, the thing probably says 10 years, but you can probably do it a lot longer. And you're creating less waste, so it's also sustainable. You don't feel it too, so I've had that experience with the pads that it was just uncomfortable. With the menstrual cups, it never felt uncomfortable. At first it did take a while to get used to, but within one period I was used to it. So it really just was a matter of finding the right way to do it. Also, if you have dysphoria about what's down there, I think it's also a great alternative, because you do only need to change it twice a day if you have a medium to light flow. So if you have a heavier flow, you will have to change it more often, but you don't feel it, you don't see it, nothing, so there's nothing that will trigger any dysphoria. So I would highly recommend that. I'm cisgendered, but for anyone who has dysphoria out there, I think it's a great alternative. And so if you don't need to change it as often and you don't feel it, you can take your mind off of it and it doesn't trigger your dysphoria. Hello. You can also change up your skincare routine. Now, whether it's very elaborate or just as minimized as it can be, it's also always good to see where you can change things up. You can do this by supporting low impact companies or complete zero waste companies. I would say the most important things are cruelty-free, vegan, and zero waste. All of these 3 are pretty hard to get, but there are companies out there. I'm not going to say any of the names because I haven't tried any. That's where, the first thing comes to mind, because I've just been using what I have. I'm planning to buy a new mascara from clean face cosmetics, I think it was, and which will be zero waste, so very good. And yeah, so support brands that support sustainability, basically. Maybe you can use reusable swabs, or let me grab them, reusable face cloths. These were just some towels we had laying around in our house, and I decided to stitch them together so that I could rule out cotton pads. And I've just been making these while watching YouTube videos, so it's really nice. I really like making them. So you can do these reusable swabs, or you can make these reusable face cloths, or you could find an alternative where you don't need any face cloths, such as you could also wipe your face down with coconut oil. I've seen that. I haven't tried that personally because I still have my stuff. This first thing is so important. Like, I still have stuff laying around, so I'm still using that up, and in the future I will be able to tell you more good things where you actually have something to it, whether it's a water bottle, containers, reusable swabs, or face cloths. Every single swab you make is a good one and will make a change. Obviously, you don't need to go buy things just because they're zero waste, because that's counterproductive, but every swap you make that changed your life and that helped your journey is a good one. Now, when changing up your closet, try to sell them, or try to donate them to places where you know they need more clothes. You need to find a place where you think they will actually be used, because normally these things go to thrift stores, and then if they don't get sold there, they go to third world countries. But if the climate is too different, say you're from Sweden and you have this thick winter coat, that's not gonna do that's not gonna do any good in a climate that isn't the same, you know? You're not gonna be able to sell winter clothes in countries where there is even no winter. So what I'm saying is, be careful with just donating clothes. Also, you don't know if they're just gonna get ripped up to make to use the fibers to make rags out of it. I don't know, but if your clothes are still wearable, try to sell them, which will make you some money. Try to sell them because then you will know how much time and energy goes into selling your clothes, and you will be able to appreciate the clothes you still have left more, I guess. And afterwards you can thrift or buy from ethical shops or buy from ethical brands. And there are a lot of them online, so it's very accessible, and you can do this online or in an actual shop. But anyway, it's a very good thing to do this. But you can also give clothes away to family members. I do this personally with one of my siblings. I just get, like a pile of clothes, and I say, here, you can choose whatever you want, leave what you don't want, and I just put it back in my closet, and it stays there for a while. Maybe I'll wear it, I don't know. And so they take what they like and leave what they didn't like, and then I just put it back in my closet, or I put it in a box or something. And then you can do this with multiple people, or you can even do clothes swaps with your friends. If they have the same size as you, you can do this with your friends. You can do even, I don't know, with people who have the same style as you. You can do this with your friends, you can do this with your family. Really? Do it. I'm not right now getting into selling my clothes because it's just a bit too big, and I don't know how it works, and I haven't met anybody personally who does that and for whom it works. So if you can sell your clothes, do it. But if you think it will be too hard, try to find another way. Really, there is another way, and Yeah. Something you can also do is quit fast fashion. Now, obviously, I've been talking about this, just assuming you don't do fast fashion, because it's really harmful, and it's poor quality. It's poor quality, a lot of chemicals, bad working conditions. It's just something you really don't want to support. Oh, it's so terrible. Why should you do this? You should do this from an ecological standpoint, from an economic standpoint, and also from an ethical standpoint. So there's no reason you should do fast fashion just because there are literally 3 standpoints from which fast fashion is just not good. From an economic standpoint, this really is quality over quantity. So you buy less clothes with a higher quality, so it stands longer in your closet, and so you actually buy them back. Because if you buy a t-shirt and you wear it from 1 year and then you donate it or whatever, or you buy a higher level quality t-shirt and you wear it for 10 years, then that will have paid itself back. And so I would suggest to buy timeless pieces that you will be able to wear throughout the year, dress up or dress down, and to things that are versatile. Now, from an ecological standpoint, there are a lot of chemicals produced when making fast fashion, and also the materials used are never really good. They're poor quality most of the times. The people are underpaid. Sometimes people literally need to work 14 hours a day. If I'm honest, I probably don't even work 7 hours straight. Oh my god, I'm just trying to imagine what that must be like. Like, you have 10 hours. You have 10 hours, not even said that you have 10 hours, but you have 10 hours to get to your children. To try to take care of them. Also sleep somewhere in the middle. Clean up your house. I don't know how these people do that, but I don't want to support that. I don't want to support that. And now, from an ethical, that was actually the ethical standpoint. That's really something very interesting to talk about, because if you think, well, it's only me who does it. If you always ask if this would be the general rule for the whole universe, would you like it? I don't think so. Would you like it if you ask that with everything you do? And you act like the answers you've given, we will be in a very good place. Remember the saying, we don't need a handful of people doing zero waste perfectly, but we need millions of people doing it imperfectly. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to do anything right from now. You need to work with what you've got. It's okay to make mistakes. And it's okay if you can't do everything yet you want to do. This is a journey and you don't want to burn yourself out at the start. I've been doing this for about 5 months now, and I will make a video about this when I'm hit 6 months, so it's big anniversary. But you don't want to burn yourself out, because that will not do anything. You need to work with what you've got, and you need to be gentle with yourself so that you will actually be able to pull this off for the rest of your life. It's okay that you, as someone who's still being supported and who's still dependent on caregivers, it's important that you just talk about it. Just talking about it is already making a difference. Watching this video, making sure that the algorithm thinks this is a video worth watching, is already making a difference, because then this will be spread to more people and the knowledge will be spread. This is about awareness. This is about awareness spreading. So already just educating yourself on this topic, you're doing amazing. You're doing amazing. Conversation is this whole thing. do what you can with the means you have. Do what you can with the means you have. Everything I have done has already paid itself back, or hasn't cost anything at all, or will pay itself back, because there just hasn't been enough time to pay itself back. If you don't have all the opportunities right now, that's okay. Just knowing what you can and what you will and what you will not do in the future is already good. Already having a plan for what you will do once you get this chance is good. Like, I have so many more ideas of what I want to do. When I live alone, I will have more freedom, and I will be able to do a lot more things that I can't right now. So I would go to a store, even though it's a 30-minute ride. Right, if you're from America, I live in Europe, so 30 minutes is long. I would do everything, but I don't have those means, and I don't want to pretend like I do, because I don't. I definitely don't. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm doing everything I can at the moment. I'm doing everything I can with the means I have, with the people, considering the people who are around me, considering my monetary position, because sometimes it does take more money. Buying things organic takes more money. It's just, okay, it may be healthier for you, but it still is more money, and if you don't have that money available, well, that's gonna be hard to pull it off. So I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I wish you all the best. Bye, loves. And really, what you do makes a difference, and you can only do what you can do. You can only do what you can do.